Taylor's in with us tonight. She is in for Victor this week. And as we look at our weather, I mean, things seem pretty seasonal for the most part.
Seams are definitely pretty seasonal, especially here in Siouxland. But we're going to take a quick look at the Caribbean right now. Go over Hurricane Melissa's records. Once again, we will be giving an update on that later in the show. But let's just go over it really quickly. Hurricane Melissa was the strongest Atlantic landfalling hurricane at 185 mile-per-hour wind gusts. That ties with Hurricane Dorian from 2019 and the Labor Day hurricane from 1935. It was also the lowest barometric pressure landfalling hurricane as well, also tying with the Labor Day hurricane at 892 millibars. For reference, your average sea surface temperature, your surface pressure, is about 1020 millibars. The strongest hurricane in Jamaican history right here on the screen, and that beat out Hurricane Gilbert from 1988, and it broke the record of having the driest eye on record with a water vapor brightness temperature of -2.25. And to kind of explain what that is, you see all these colors on the infrared satellite? See how dark it is in the center? That's telling us how dry and how warm that inside of the eye is compared to how high up in the atmosphere you can see right in the eye wall. Now, going on to what Melissa's doing right now, you can see it's just passed over the Bahamas, now back up to a Category 2 hurricane. It's going to continue out to sea, pass real close to Bermuda, also as a Category 2, before it comes post-tropical and then goes up by Iceland and the UK. So we're expecting it to still maintain tropical storm strength once it makes its way up there, though by that point it will be post-tropical. Going back to local stuff though, a pretty dark night over Wayne, Nebraska right now. Seeing all those cars parked off in the parking lot. Temperatures right now hanging out in the low to mid 30s, winds mostly westerly at about 3 miles an hour. We've already hit that saturation point, which means patchy fog is going to start making its way into the area. I'll be talking about how that could be a little bit of a danger here in just a couple seconds. First, take a quick glance at everyone else already falling below freezing over in Wayne and Norfolk, 31 degrees and 30 respectively. Still a couple mid and upper 30s over here in Iowa as well, so keeping an eye on that. Dew point temperatures, like I said, is going to play a huge role tonight, as once you reach that saturation level, you will be seeing that patchy fog, and as you're below freezing, that means you could have that freezing fog potential. You can see that clockwise rotation with our winds right now, though. That means that surface high pressure system is sitting on top of us, allowing for those clear skies and calm winds that will be helping that fog sit on top of us. So, low temperatures tonight. Most of us will be below freezing, and once you reach that dew point temperature, that does mean you do have that potential for freezing fog. Now, I've mentioned it a couple times. What exactly is freezing fog? Well, that's when the water droplets in the fog become super cooled and they can freeze onto any surface that is freezing or below freezing, commonly with vehicles, windows, stairs and railings, and roads if they are cold enough. So if you suspect the road may be icy, and remember, bridges ice before the main roads because it becomes a cold air sandwich. And then remember, take time to drive and clear off your vehicle as you're going out and about. Take a quick glance at that satellite radar. You can actually see that cold front that will be moving into the area during the overnight hours. Have some chance of some mixed precipitation during the early morning hours. That'll quickly clear out as we go into Thursday, continuing into Friday, where we have another chance of mixed precipitation moving through during the evening and overnight hours, starting as sprinkles and transitioning to snow as the night continues. We'll be continuing to monitor that as Halloween gets closer. Tonight, we have that patchy fog with those cold temps hanging out below freezing, 31 to be more specific here in Sioux City. Warming up to average tomorrow, 55 degrees with those mostly clear skies. Then you have that cold front that will be moving through on Friday with that mixed precipitation during the overnight hours. Going into Saturday, also very similar to our Friday. Then you have that warm front that will be moving through for Dia de los Muertos, where once we get that through, we're going to be sitting 5 to 10 degrees above average with some pretty nice weather, mostly clear skies, transitioning to partly cloudy. So it's looking like we have to get through this little bit of a cold stretch for the holidays. Then first full week of November is going to be great.